All right, Shalom. This is Shalom from the Great Millstone Atlanta Camp. Before I get started in this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, state, to much love and blessings to the elect of Israel. I just want to go into the judgment of Esau Edom that's soon to come. We actually see this, everything falling down that this man has built up. The country, the government, and not only that, the so-called, NATO and these other countries that's joined into America, Babylon the Great. Everything is falling apart. Everybody's pretty much coming up against United States of America, which is Babylon the Great. And before you know it, this place is going to be destroyed. And that's judgment. That's prophecy. It's written. It's going to happen. But ultimately, this place is going to get judged because of what Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has done to the Israelites, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also you Israelite foreigners that look like the other nations, that look like the Africans, the Arabs, the Chinese, the so-called white man that look like these other nations. You're joined to us by the spirit and by the your basically your background. So, I just did a lesson a few days ago about Israel coming out of all nations, and that's spoken of in the book of Revelations. It's going to be a great multitude, and Israel going to be saved out of all nations because we're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. But back to the subject. Basically Esau Edom is the judgment is coming because the hate that he has for the Most High and the hate that he has for the Lord's chosen people, Israel. And not only that, his power is Satan, because Satan is the left hand, the wicked, because basically the evil side. You have you got to have righteousness, you got to have wickedness. There has to be a balance. And the spiritual demon Satan is basically the gods of you Edomites, because the way that you live, the way that you set up this government, the way that you rule the world is pure wickedness. Of course, the Lord allowed you to do certain things, but the way that you are, you're not gonna just like hand the kingdom over to the Israelites. We're gonna have to take it, and the Lord is gonna bring you down so we can take it. Lord's willing, I'm part of that number. Not saying that I'm gonna go out and start destroying things and burning stuff up and killing, so-called white man. We're not gonna do that. We're not going to do that. The Lord didn't tell us to go out and be violent. We have to wait on the Lord for all things. So right now we're waiting on the Lord to destroy this place so our kingdom, the righteous kingdom, can be set up. But I'm going to start off with this precept or the scripture in the book of Psalms, chapter 139. And this is verse, I'm going to start at verse 20. It says, "For they speak against thee wickedly, and thy enemies take thy name in vain." Hey, that's talking about the so-called white man. He speak against the Israelites wickedly, and it's not just recently. This has been going on basically since you've been on earth. You've been wicked the whole time. But now you're like at a point where you have to be stopped, because you're pretty much bringing your own destruction upon you. But it says, verse 21, do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And I am not grieved with those that rise up against thee. Verse 22, I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. Hey, you're our enemies. You were never our friends. And that's just how the Lord set it up. When you go into the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68, it says we were sold to our enemies. We were sold to the so-called white man. I'm just gonna get it real quick. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way thereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And that's talking about being brought into slavery on slave ships, because this was right after the Lord brought us out of slavery in Egypt. And he was like, well, I'm going to put you back in slavery. This time I'm going to send you on ships. And of course, it was niggas back then, scoffing at this. How you gonna send us to Egypt again when we walked out of Egypt? How you gonna put us on ships? We can walk in there. It's not. That wasn't talking about the ancient Egypt. It's talking about United States of America. And he said we're not gonna see our land anymore. We haven't. We're over here in Babylon the Great. We over in South America. We're in Europe. We're in all these other countries, but we're not in Israel, which is our land, because it's been taken over by Amalek, which was a grandson of Esau Edom. So that makes you so-called Jewish people Amalekites. That makes you Edomites as well. So you're gonna be part of this judgment that's gonna come upon Esau Edom. But I'm going to continue on. It says, thou shalt see it no more again, and ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you. Meaning we're not going to be bought. We're not going to be redeemed out of this slavery once we sold to our enemies. We're still here. We're still under the rulership of the so-called white man. But just the main point, he says, sold unto your enemies. If you look around right now, there's a huge like racism has I can't say it's never been so big as it is now, but it's huge right now. It kind of looked like it died down in the 90s, the 80s, the early 2000s, and then the last few years it's been brewing up, and next thing you know, it's going to be an all-out race war. And I truly believe that's going to be in a few months to come. As a matter of fact, it's already starting with Antifa and Black Lives Matter and these black militant groups marching and getting military gear, assault rifles, and all this artillery, getting ready to go to war against you so-called white people. But hey, that's prophecy. The Lord said it was going to happen. But of course, the prophets, we're not going to engage in none of that. We have to sit back and ask the Lord to save us from all this stuff. We're not going to go out and buy AR-15s and AKs and invest and stock up on artillery. And no, we're not going to do that. We're going to sit here. We're going to continue to prophesy. We're going to warn you people of the things to come. We're warning all people that if you don't get right with the Most High and come back to the commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, you're going to get destroyed along with this devil. But just to keep going into talking about the destruction, I'm going to go into Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 5. And this is a really heavy chapter on the judgment of Esau Edom. But verse 5 says, my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. And when you look up that word Idumea, it's associated with Esau Edom. I'm going to see if it'll let me do that. Okay, so here we go, Idumea. There we go, Edom. Edom means red. Idumea, descendants from Esau. The land of Edom, Idumea, land of the south. That's where they originated from. So that's talking about you Edomites. So the Lord said that his sword is going to be bathed in heaven. What's that sword? That's this destruction right here. That's those nuclear missiles that are going to be shot from every corner of the earth onto America. Millions of missiles are going to hit this place. And people like to scoff at that. Man, it's not millions of missiles. Man, it's millions of missiles out there. You have small ones, and then you have these great big ones. You have missiles that do certain things. You have missiles that take away the oxygen out of the air. You got missiles that take away that knock out electronics. You have missiles that just bring a destroying wind, and you have missiles that bring a large amount of fire. You have these missiles that do certain things. You have missiles that defense missiles that destroy other missiles from being shot over. But the Lord is gonna he's gonna control these things, and they're gonna hit their targets perfectly. And the main target is United States of America. I'm gonna go to Amos real quick. Amos chapter 9, verse 8. It says, behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I would not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord Yahweh. So the Lord is gonna save us from this destruction. But before you get to the missiles coming, it's gonna be all out chaos here. It's gonna be the famine. It's gonna be more plagues. It's gonna be different wars, race wars, civil wars. Esau Edom fighting Esau Edom. The scriptures speak on the Egyptian against Egyptian. Let you know that this place is modern day Egypt, like I was speaking of early in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28:68. You're gonna have Jake still fighting Jake. You Negroes still fighting you Negroes. You Native Americans still fighting Native Americans. You Native Americans fighting Negroes. You so-called Hispanics fighting Negroes and Native Americans, and vice versa. It's just going to be straight up chaos here. The book of Matthew says the love of many shall wax cold in chapter 24. That was prophecies of what's going to happen in these last days. And the only way to escape this is if you're part of the elect, which are Israelites. And you have to be the elect, part of the elect of Israel, because most of our people, two out of three people, are going to get destroyed here. 2 out of every 3 people, 2/3 of our people are going to get destroyed. Only 1/3 is going to make it out. Let me go back in Amos chapter 1. In verse 11, it says, thus said the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I would not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. like I said earlier, this devil has been has basically been a punishment for the Israelites from the beginning and even into now. Even up until the end, until his last day ruling, this devil is still gonna be uh trying to kill off you Israelites. Let me go to Revelations real quick. Chapter 12. I'm gonna start at verse 7. It says, "And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." So that Michael, of course, we know is the war angel of the Lord, and that dragon is talking about these you military, the military of Esau Edom. It says, I mean, people think that there's actually going to be a war in heaven where you're going to have, angels, little women and naked babies flying with bow and arrows, shooting demons out of the sky. No, that's not what it's talking about. Or actual dragons flying. No, that's not what it's talking about. People don't really open up their mind to these scriptures because they're blinded. We the men that's in this truth and the women, we're greatly thankful. We're highly thankful that the Lord opens our eyes up to the truth of these scriptures and the understanding. That's a blessing in itself to be able to understand, what this is actually talking about. And it says, "And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven." So that's when the Lord is gonna send the angels to break down the military of Esau Edom. Verse 9, "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, you so-called white people, the so-called white man, and Satan, which is your power, which deceived the whole world." You the only ones that deceived the whole world. You changed you changed everything. You changed the Most High into a white man and called his name God when his name is Yahweh. You changed uh the Messiah to a white man and called his name Jesus when his name is Yahweh Shai. You changed the way the angels look. You changed the face of the Israelites. You deceived the whole world. And then says that this so-called God that created everything loves everybody. When we clearly see that's not true, especially in these times. You got old people dropping like flies, babies dropping like flies, middle-aged people. The Lord is the judgment is out there upon everyone. But the wicked of all people still gonna go to the Christian church and get lied to and get their money taken away because they want to hear that this place is gonna keep going and everything is gonna be okay. Which is the opposite. This place is gonna be destroyed, completely destroyed. And the only way to seek salvation is through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. And it says, "Which deceived the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." Verse 10, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed," or Hamashiach, "for the accuser of our brethren is cast down." And who is the accuser of our brethren? Esau Edom, this devil, which accused them before our power day and night. Let me go to just to get the judgment of Esau Edom. I really want to keep going, but I'm gonna make this short. Um, Okay, this is talking about, the last kingdom that's going to rule. Um, if you want to know more about Daniel chapter 7, the breakdown, all you have to do is go to YouTube, type in Daniel chapter 7 breakdown, put GMS either in front of it or behind it, and you'll get a clear understanding of what this whole chapter is talking about. But I'm just gonna get um I'm just gonna get I'm gonna start at verse 25 and read down. It says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into him and into his hand until a time and times and a dividing of times." So it's going to be a certain time period where this devil is going to be set up to rule in this last kingdom. But verse 26 says, "But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end." So that judgment is going to be the destruction of your lands, of your people, of all your power. Everything that you have is going to be destroyed by the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Verse 27, "And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints, which are the Israelites, of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him." So all these other kingdoms, all these other nations, you heathens, you're going to obey the saints of the Most High, which are the Israelites, which are the chosen people. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I pray that this was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak Dash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us this truth. Shalom.